Tick tock, the bell's gonna ring. Marcus dance, it's a wild, wild swing. Grandinate with the final call. Chasing dreams before the curtain falls. Options rise, options fall. Risk it big and not at all. Closing playbook, flip the page. Endless numbers set the stage. Gains and losses side by side. Ride the wave, don't fight the tide. Closing playbook, time to play. Grab your chance, seize the day.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the closing playbook for Hump Day, October 22nd. How is everybody doing?
Oh, I've been better, Dave. I've been
I'm
better.
sorry to hear that.
I'm getting
I'm sorry to
this
hear
ugly
that.
market. Take an overnight option loss, which is the worst when I lose a
Oh.
no-no.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
That's,
It's all right. I'm
that's
getting
why it's not
over it.
100%.
That's why the disclaimer's in there, right? I can't guarantee future results. Well,
Right.
there you go. How's everyone else doing?
Oh,
That
got a few
good, Dave?
people.
That
few
good that
people-
all you get is a sigh?
I was looking at the chat. So got a few people hoping they still have a chance in the last 30 minutes for overnight, but
Well, hey, if there's a miracle, I'll take it.
it wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time.
It
went
would
from
not be the first time. That's
red
true.
to black in the last 30.
I shouldn't despair.
Yeah.
But obviously it's rough one on that front. Rough really all around right now, or I shouldn't say all around, but mostly all around. I mean, Bitcoin, I keep thinking is going to kind of flip even when everything else is a little challenged. And I thought maybe yesterday was the start of that, and then it got rocked again today, down 3.5%. A lot of the tech names are down pretty aggressively right now. A couple that I like are holding up, which is really nice. I mean, like Meta's doing actually fairly well today. Google's holding up, which I have, I have my eye on those. So, mostly I would say mixed bag for the actual results, but the market much less of a mixed bag. The only thing that I had going for me with a big win today was my open short. You got OPEN. That short was down 7% in the last hour. It bounced like 5%. So even that is being taken away from me in real time here, Dave. But that's how sometimes it goes. Now let's get to business. If you guys took the IWM trade, it looked really ugly for about 20 minutes, but we're looking good right now. If it doesn't hit my target, I will go ahead and close it out here in the next couple of minutes. I'm showing up 60% on that right now, which, can't complain on a day like this where it's still down 1.4% on the day. I'll take a sneaky little IWM winner on that. So if you guys took that, my plan is just keep an eye on it for the next couple minutes here. If it doesn't hit my target, I will go ahead and close that one out. My target is going for a double on that. So I think, let me see what my order is. 74 cents, actually a little more than a double. 74 cents. Probably won't hit that unless we get another pretty good jump here in the next couple of minutes. But if it doesn't, then I'll close that out manually. We did have the Netflix winner. That's true. Good mention there. Someone don't let me beat myself up too bad. We got a Netflix winner there on the books, and we'll do our best to repeat that. Taking a look at Tesla. Now I am going to give you a little bit of a unique Tesla here idea that we'll talk about, and then an earnings one that I think is interesting. The other trade that I think is worth considering is VIX, but it's already down. So I'm actually not going to give you that trade. I was going to give you VIX here because we popped over 20, and I was going to say, let's just short right back below 19. Over 100% ROI, short it back to 19. Well, 20 minutes later, it's at 1870, already below 19. So our opportunity there on VIX was very, very short-lived. The trade I was hoping to give you was a short back below 19 when it was up. It actually hit 21 for a second and is back down. So sorry about that. If you guys were following my Telegram, you may have seen me say, hey, I have another bonus trade idea for you. That trade was going to be the VIX, but it is no longer going to be the VIX. Wow, Linda got it at 12 cents. So Linda, you're up like 400% or 500% right now on the IWM trade. Awesome job. Sometimes it gets ugly before it gets good, right? Great job there. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen. We'll start taking a look at Tesla. By the way, at the end of today's session, I want to show you something kind of fun. I'll just remind me, Dave, if I forget. Oh, actually, I don't want to show that one. I want to show Tesla. Remind me if I forget. I want to show you something kind of fun at the end of the session today. It has to do with Las Vegas. That's your reminder. Everyone in the chat, if I don't talk about Las Vegas, remind me. Dave, if I don't talk about Las Vegas, I'm counting.
Are we going to see a tiger like biting someone's head off?
No, I don't think we will see that.
Okay.
Maybe something even more entertaining, though, some are saying.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I just shared the wrong screen again. Wow. This is how my day's going.
All right. You want me to share like a random YouTube video?
We're working through it here, folks. We are working through memes. Where? I don't even know. Oh, there it is. All right, there we go. Okay, now you should see Tesla. Sorry, we're struggling, but we're making our way through here. Okay.
Keep in mind, we've only been on this platform for 3 months. It takes a minute.
Yeah, it takes a minute. So this is the Tesla weekly chart, and I have a line through all of our recent earnings. Now, this is again the weekly chart. Now, one thing I want to point out to you right off the bat, and maybe this you don't feel the same way, Dave. If you look at this chart that I'm sharing of Tesla,
yes,
the thing that jumps out to me as I highlight all of these earnings weeks is that on Tesla, they seem kind of like normal weeks in the scope of a weekly chart. They don't look. I mean, you tell me just kind of at a glance. When you look at these candles, they don't to me look like massively abnormally sized candles relative to the rest of the chart.
No, it does seem to have a downtrend after each one, but other than that.
So you would agree, Tesla, the baseline, I'm setting you up right now so I can use this later.
Yeah, it's all good.
The baseline of how Tesla moves doesn't seem to be that dramatic relative to the earnings. No. And when you look at the daily chart, it looks much more significant, but that's kind of part of my point. So if we go through, Dave mentioned earnings historically for Tesla do favor on the negative side, especially in the last 18 months. You see, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7 misses between there. And then they lower their guidance quite a bit so that they could finally beat their earnings just by a little bit in the most recent one. If you go back, I didn't highlight all these ones going back, go back to 2015 to 2020. Of course, you're going to see the opposite. You're going to see Tesla crushing earnings and having, a massive rally. But more lately than not, as we've got into this more sluggish situation, Tesla's not a huge beat and run other than a couple of these like the end of 2024 that we got there. Now, let's go to the daily chart because you can see on the daily chart, we definitely do have some gaps, right? So let me just zoom in here enough that you can see it. Earnings actually was a slight beat, dropped. That's 330 to 309. So about a $20 move, 7% or so in the stock. Here, we had a small miss on earnings, but still jumped from 236 up to 252, and then eventually really carried through. That was over a 10% move within the next couple of days. Here we had kind of a shake and bake. We had a little miss here. It jumped from 390 up into the 420s, about a $30 move, close to 10%. And then it actually dropped back the other direction. Here we had a really nice move. This was 214. The next day, it was all the way up at 260. So about a $45 move on a $220 stock, nearly a 20% move on the stock. Here, 247, you can see all the way down to 214. And I won't go through every single one, but what you can see is that Tesla does make lots of big moves. I think it's good enough for two-way trades if the expected move is small enough, because we do tend to make big moves. The interesting thing about Tesla, though, is that it continues to move. It continues. You have a 10% drop. You think, wow, crazy move, 10%. And then 2 weeks later, it moves another 10%, even though there were no earnings. And that's going to play into the trade we make on Tesla today using that two-way idea. Okay, before we do that, let me flip over and check my IWM trade. Oh, we're still rolling, folks. Oh, now I have to wait 5 more minutes and see if I hit my target here. I'm up 91%. Who was it who got in at 12 cents? Linda, I think. Linda's got to be up 600% now in 2 hours on IWM. Good job, Linda. Keep going, IWM. Get us over the hump here. But let's go ahead. I'll switch screens and I'll show you Thinkorswim so that we can actually look at the expected move here on Tesla. Let me type it in there. I'll show you the chart first. You already saw the chart in terms of the earnings. Let me just show where we stand here. There it is. So this is Tesla. I happen to be on a 4-hour chart right now. If you go to the daily chart, this is what you'll see. Massive run up, which we took full advantage of on that long-term position. And kind of right in the middle. I mean, honestly, fairly similar to what we saw with Netflix. We're kind of in a make or break situation here. Tesla has actually contracted relatively tight by its standards, and I would expect an outsized move. Like I always do with Tesla on earnings, to be fair, but especially as we've kind of constricted here. And once again, folks, I could see the narrative on either side. I could see a positive way to spin this narrative. Elon historically has been great at spinning positive narratives, but I could also easily see the negative narrative. Fear has stepped in, whether the market's near all-time highs or not. People have pre-decided where this market's going to go. This thing could easily fill the gap down here at 395. I don't even think that would be a surprise for Tesla. Now, if you go look at Tesla, we are expecting a $27 move. Okay, so we're expecting someone do 27 divided by 437. I hate that they don't do percentages. That's, what is that? 6%?
Correct, sir.
Okay, so right around a 6% move. So the reason that I love a two-way trade on Tesla is even if earnings don't move 6%, the next couple of days or the next weeks could easily move 6%, just like the chart I showed you. Okay, so let me know in the chat if I'm making sense here. It's really important to get your feedback before we go into the trade, so you guys all are able to make sense of what I am actually saying.
Can you say the last part again?
Well, let me summarize it this way. Tesla is in a situation where we can trade it with a two-way trade. It needs to go up a certain amount or it needs to go down a certain amount. But unlike many, many stocks where you really desperately need the earnings reaction to break outside of that and then just stay above or stay below, Tesla is a stock that could underwhelm on earnings, but just in its natural movement in the next few days or a few weeks, still make that big two-way move because of how much it moves as a regular asset, not just on earnings. Okay, so let me know. Give me a yes in the chat if that makes sense. And that's also a little bit of a hint of how we're going to look at trading Tesla as a two-way trade today, because what we're going to do is instead of trading it for the 2-day expiration like I almost always would for any earnings trade, we're going to see, I'm not sure yet because I haven't looked at these yet. I like to do it live and analyze it with you. We're going to see if we can get enough juice to actually go out 2 weeks, 16 days. And the reason is maybe Tesla underperforms, but then just in its natural movement, we're still able. I think it takes the trade from a 60% probability trade to a 90% probability trade if we can get enough juice on that squeeze. All right. So again, just give me a yes in the chat if that's all making sense. It's important to me to make the trades clear and give you the trade, but it's much more important to me that the concept of what we're doing actually makes sense and you kind of get the logic as we go through all these different trading scenarios. Because remember, the goal of Closing Playbook is to give you free trade ideas and have fun and all of that. But it's also to show you in real time how I look at an option chain, why I do more time, why I do less time, why I pick certain strikes. And so if you're not getting the why behind it, then I feel like my job is not done here. on Closing Playbook. That's why I kind of obnoxiously wait and say, wait, let me know if you understand. Give me a yes in the chat because I want to make sure that part is coming through. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at Tesla on the 16 days out expiration, and we're going to see if we can get enough juice for that trade. Now, for me, enough juice is probably like a 30% plus ROI and still trade within the market maker move. So I'm going to start by looking at about $20. We're at 437 right now. So that gets us, up into the 455 range. Pretty good start at only 90 cents, to be perfectly honest with you. And then I usually weight these to the downside. I usually give myself a little more space on the downside than the upside for these earnings trade, because in an up market, and especially a stock that's been really strong like Tesla has up until this recent kind of sideways move, we expect that a big miss and an overreaction to the downside will be more significant than a move to the upside. So I'm normally, I'll give it $20 to the upside like I have here, but I'll maybe give it $30 to the downside. So $30 here would be in that 405, 410, but we want to see if we can do a $2. Looks like we can't get a 250 spread there. So that probably means we will have to trade a $5 move here. Okay, so let's go to the 432.50, 437.50. Now, what I just did, folks, in case you're not tracking there, is I went to the downside of the two-way trade, and I looked, and I could only find a $5 spread. And so in order to balance it out, I had to turn my upside trade into a $5 spread as well. Now, when you combine that, Tesla would have to go down to 405, below 405, or it would have to go above 437.50. But the idea here is we are giving it some extra time to do that. We're giving it 16 days, which, like I said, I think that takes from like a 60, 70% trade to like a 90% trade. Now, as you can see, it's a little expensive. That's only going to give me about a 25% ROI. I'd really like a 30% plus ROI. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this exact same trade, and we're going to see what it looks like if we go to this expiration for October 24th. And you can see we get about 350 out of that, 360. Now, to me, you guys can make your own decision. To me, I think the 16-day expiration is a far, far better deal on the trade based on the way Tesla moves. Giving it 2 additional weeks to make a move and only paying 30 cents more on the exact same trade makes more sense to me. And like I said, I think it flips it from a 60 to 70% trade to a 90% kind of trade, especially if you're going to use a target. So I'm going to go back to the November 7th, and I'm going to try one more thing. What if I go up here to 440 and 435? Does that give me a little bit extra gas in the tank? And it does. Gets me into the 380s, which is certainly a little better value if I get into 385. Like remember, on a spread, 15 cents might not sound like a massive difference, but it is, because you're getting the 15 cents cheaper in, and you're getting the 15 cents extra on top of your profit. So this now becomes at 435 and 440 a $32.50 move, which is, a little more than the market maker move, but we're going, 2.5 weeks versus the, just inside the market maker move. Now, to be clear, I do prefer being inside the market maker move as often as I can, but when we're giving it 16 days, being just outside of that move, would not be the end of the deal. We are at, let's see. Wait a minute. 430. Hold on. No wonder that is so expensive. I did my math wrong. I did it as if it was 407. Wow, why did someone did not catch me on the chat? Oh, Lynn did catch me in the chat. I just barreled right through. Sorry, Lynn. All right, guys. Ignore almost everything I just said, and let's pop this bad boy up to the 450, 455 like I originally said, and give ourselves... There we go. That price is better. Now we're cooking. Sorry, guys. All right. Now we're well inside that market maker move. Okay. I'll still give you the one that's outside the market maker move. But if you're trading outside the market maker move, you should be able to get significantly more bang for your buck. All right. Now, with those right strikes, let me flip back to 24th, 278. Okay, a little better. Sorry about that, guys. I got you way off track there. Thank you, Lynn, for catching me in the chat. Wish I wouldn't have barreled through that when you first texted me. Okay, 273. So 273. So this is nearly 100%. It's like an 80% ROI on the October 24th. That's a 2-day expiration. Or we can go out to the November 7th. We can get about a 50% return if we get in for 340, 45% return maybe, but give it 2 more weeks. So the question is, and you guys can determine this yourself. This is a rhetorical question. Do you want to go for 80% with 2 days of movement, or do you want to go for 40, 45% ROI and give it 2+ weeks of movement? For me, I like time on an asset like Tesla that is likely to not just move on earnings, but actually continue to move past earnings. So this is the one I'm going to give you. And then I'll also give you one if you actually want to go totally outside the market maker move, because once you get outside the market maker move, you should actually get some really nice extra juice on your trade. So I'm going to give you this one, but you can certainly take the October 24th one if you want to be more aggressive.
I got
it. Wow. Look at this guy. Here I am starting to type. Just
double
check
the
game. Thank you, Dave. All right. Well, Dave, do you want to start typing? Because I'm also going to give them one that's outside $27. Right now, we're at like $18. So this would be the 470. There we go. 465, 470. Because 70 is, $33 away. So it's beyond that $27. And then on the downside trade, we would have to get basically down to 400. So we'd go 405 and we go 400. And here you can give the market that extra time and still get a little extra bang for your buck by requiring it to go all the way outside the market move. Now, this is the cool part. Watch what happens when we go to the 24th. Notice how dramatic that gets even on a two-way trade, because we're going outside the expected move within the expected move time frame. Okay, so the expected move is literally just for the immediate tomorrow's time frame. We're going outside that move with 2-day expiration. That's why you see a much bigger change in the price with a 2-day expiration versus when you're in the money. The time is not going to make as big of a multiple. So if you wanted to be super aggressive, you could do that one. But that one that would go outside the market maker move would be the same trade structure Dave just gave you, but with the higher strikes and the lower strikes to say, listen, Tesla might not hit the market maker move on earnings tonight, but in the next 2 weeks, it might follow through. It might reverse. There's a lot of different ways that it can get the job done. And so that's the opportunity there if you want to take that trade. All right. Should I type? Oh, Dave, you got it. Okay. I was just about to ask if you're going to type it. Thank you. So there you go. There's 2 different ways to take that opportunity with Tesla. I like giving it a little more time. So I'm going to go back to my original trade here. I'm going to buy my 450, sell my 455. I'm going to buy my 410 and sell my 405. There we go. Get in for 340. I'll try for 337. You guys know I like to crawl these up and try to sneak in. I've only got a couple minutes here on this guy. By the way, if you guys close your IWM trade from Telegram, let me know what you got out of it. I'm sure most of you, like Linda, didn't get 400% or whatever she ended up with, but let me know what you got on the IWM trade. I'm going to try to get filled on this Tesla trade, and then we're going to talk about Vegas, and then we can see how Tesla reacts here after the closing bell rings. Let's see. Mid price on Tesla here is right around 340 still. All right. I have not gotten filled yet. I'm just crawling my way up here a little bit. Let me know what you got on IWM. Also, let me know if you got filled on Tesla, which I just did. Okay, I got filled on Tesla at 340. And you guys have about 5 minutes left to get in. So don't be too crazy rushing. 5 minutes is plenty of time. Linda got out of hers. Nice. Ron got 400%. Miranda got a better fill on Tesla than I did. Nice job there. Okay. I got filled there. Now, like I said, the next thing I want to do is I want to talk about Vegas real quick here.
I have the link if you want.
Okay. Well, let me show everyone what I'm referring to real quick. All right. Have you guys seen this? Has anyone seen this yet? So Lance is in Vegas right now. And he put out probably one of the more fun videos we've ever done here. And it's very Lance. If you guys know Lance, it's the most Lance video you'll probably ever see. But it's a lot of fun. It's kind of part of what he's doing with his weekly payout thing. If you guys have seen that, the $500 challenge idea, which I've got to participate in. It's pretty cool. But in particular, this has been kind of fun. And so if you watch the video, it's Lance, and he is being very, very Lance.
I'm Lance,
and he is in Vegas. So Dave will drop the link for that. It's basically just what we call an opt-in page. You put your email in, that signs you up to see what he's doing. You can watch the first video right now today, and we got a couple other videos from Lance coming down the pipeline from this Vegas experiment. But I just want to share it with you guys because I watched it today. I was kind of cracking up watching the video of him out there, and I wasn't sure if everyone had got to see that yet. Linda said, "Are you taking us to Vegas?" It's not in my immediate plans to take all of opening or closing playbook to Vegas, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Bodine said he's doing a comparative to see how quick he can lose 500 at the tables. Well, if you watch the video, he gets
kind of.
He's kind of doing that, but he's also gets lucky on the first spin there. So it's almost you've said this before, Nathan. Like, you don't know whether it's better or worse to like have your first trade go well, because then like that's what you expect from that point on. But it's also, you don't want people to give up if their first trade was bad. So it's like, I don't know if it's great that he hits a winner on his first one or not, but
well, Dave, stay tuned. Stay tuned, and we'll find out if it was good or not. I guess
we'll find out. So
someone asked about only seeing one position. What do you mean by one position? You should see one trade, but you should see 4 legs of that trade.
Yeah, you might have to click it to like expand the legs, depending.
Yeah, it could just be that it's kind of rolled into one order there. So you should definitely see. Oh wow, I'm glad I got out of IWM. That thing dropped back. Would have been like break even by the time the market's closing here.
So if you're not a member of any of our programs, aside from just attending these free shows, I'm putting the link in here for the $1 Playbook members area. Inside the Playbook members area, we do have training by Nathan on doing debit spreads, but being a member of Opening Playbook also gives you access to 2 other free sets of training and information inside the members area. And one of them includes Iron Condor training as well, which is basically what we just did with the two-way trade, is a reverse Iron Condor. So if you want training on how those trades work and how to manage them and how to exit them and all of that, and you're not a member of anything, take advantage of this $1 sign up and then go under Roger's VIP trade room training, and there's Iron Condor training in there that will be very relevant.
Yes, indeed. And by the way, the $1 membership is even more valuable than ever before because of the free indicator that I shouldn't say free because I guess it costs $1, but the bonus indicator that we added today. And I don't know if Deanna got that in the members. She might be waiting for my video before she puts it in, because I'm going to do a quick little video on how that actually works. So I don't know if it's actually in there yet or if it'll be in tomorrow. But it's a simple little indicator, but I think it's super useful. If you guys were on today's opening playbook session, you know what I'm talking about. Really looking at market movement in a way that I think is far more productive, especially the way that we trade. So two things. If you didn't go to the opening playbook session today, make sure you catch the replay of that. I went a little bit deeper into market movement, how to examine market movement, and then how to trade accordingly, which I think is extremely important. Number two, after you do that, make sure you join VIP opening playbook for $1 so that you're able to get that indicator. Let me see if we added that yet. Not in there. Okay, she's probably waiting for the video that I promised her I would make and have yet to make. So I'll have to do that for Deanna, and then we will get that in there. Just one more bonus for your hard spent $1 that you get.
That's right. Harold and everybody else. So there are a couple signups we just talked about. The one for Lance's $500 challenge, which is the video in Vegas. That is in the announcements at the very top. If you just scroll down on the page, the first announcement is the link to Lance's video. And then if you scroll down further, past the 2 Tesla trades that we just did, you'll see the helpful links. And there's a $1 playbook VIP membership link in there. I mean, I did post them in the chat, but I know they fly by, which is why we also post them in the announcements. So if you just scroll down, you'll find the $1 playbook VIP membership. That's where the indicator that Nathan was just talking about from this morning will be sometime in the next 24 hours, and where you can also just get entrance to our members area, and you can look up VIP trade room, and that has the Iron Condor training that we were talking about. So all kinds of resources in there for $1, not just actually the opening playbook stuff, but there's actually a toolbox, a trader's toolbox worth of stuff in there, and a VIP trade room worth of stuff in there. And you get those just by being a member also.
Indeed, you do. Tesla's starting to jitter around here. We'll see when the actual earnings hit. Obviously, it'll get ripping in one direction or the other, just getting the pre-earnings jitters for the moment. Guys, tomorrow we're going to do something a little bit different in opening playbook as well. We're going to talk about the government shutdown, the Social Security kind of risk that people are experiencing right now. Saw a couple different headlines about how much concern there is on Social Security. I don't know how many people in here rely on Social Security and how significant of a concern that is. But there's some interesting things I was looking through as it relates to kind of our, I guess, economic risk, for lack of a better term, on the Social Security front. So I'm going to walk through that on opening playbook tomorrow. Give you one kind of core trade, maybe 2 core trades that you could take as essentially a hedge for Social Security risk and continued government shutdown risk, and things like that. So I thought that might be a worthwhile topic for a lot of people. If you're someone who's kind of fearful right now because of everything that's going on, certainly I'm not one to tell you, hey, if you're fearful right now, just go all in on, a trade and that'll fix all your problems. It's not meant to say that, but some ways that you can be smart, some ways you can be wise within how you think about, setting yourself up if we do get some, concerning or even catastrophic events. Now, full disclosure, I don't expect catastrophic events. I don't think we're actually there, but there is at least one trade concept that I have in mind that I'll walk you through that I think is a good opportunity regardless. So it's actually a good opportunity right now, kind of in a neutral environment, but it's also a great opportunity if we get some of that systemic risk that I think people are starting to get more and more nervous about. So make sure you tune into opening playbook tomorrow, and we'll try to cover that.
Before we go, I see somebody saying they couldn't find that Iron Condor training in there, so I'm going to grab the URL real quick and post it in here. Of course, this will only help you if you are a member of something in our members area. Opening Playbook, Jay, is 10 a.m. Eastern time. Same place that you are right now. Monday through Friday.
Yes, indeed. All right, I'm going to watch this for about 10 more seconds. I'm going to jump to my next meeting, folks. But we'll see. I mean, Tesla, the actual call is until 4:30. Sometimes the earnings numbers sneak out ahead of time. I don't think they've come out yet because we haven't really seen anything, substantial on the movement side. So we probably won't see anything for a couple more minutes, and then I'll let you know, like in Telegram, hey, we got a big move so far, or X, Y, and Z.
All righty. And for those looking for the replay from this morning, because we did it through Zoom, it was quite delayed getting it up there, so it should be up there shortly, and you can watch that in about a half hour, an hour.
IBM doesn't look like it got any pre-release yet either. Lamb Research. Oh, Lamb got some movement here. Looks like an actual reaction. Yeah. So Lambs came out. Looks like. I don't know what the expected move was on Lamb. It's usually pretty decent expected move. So far, not too crazy. Let's see. Oh, Tesla might be getting potentially a reaction. Doesn't look like it though. It's 1%. Yeah, I think we're just barely getting into the reaction here. Okay, Wreck-It Ralph says missed by a bit. Beat on top, miss on bottom. Let's see what IBM looks like here. IBM down, still very small. I mean, so far everything is a very, very small move. We are not getting hardly anything. Lamb's moved 2%. IBM's moved less than 2%. And Tesla hasn't really moved. So 3-0 burgers so far. But I would expect once that call picks up at 4:30, you'll probably see some action. And if we don't see any action, if we see Tesla open back up, within $5 of where it closed, well, then we'll be very glad that we have 16 days of movement left on our hands versus just trading Friday's expiration. But I expect we won't see it within $5 by the time we are looking at tomorrow on Opening Playbook. All right, folks. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again for being on Closing Playbook, as always. Great spending time with all of you. Hope you have a good rest of your week. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Opening Playbook. And if you didn't, just make sure you check out Lance. He's got a pretty cool project he's working on. And at bare minimum, even if you don't like the strategy he's working on, you get to see him being, a jokester in Vegas, which is worth the entertainment there. So check that out. All right, guys. See ya.
All right. Thanks, Nathan. Guys, I'll hang out for 2 more minutes. I just want to make sure that you all got answers to your questions on the links to everything and all of that. Jonna, Opening Playbook is streamed on YouTube, but not all of it. So about like the first half of it is on YouTube, and then the second half is only here. So you can see some of it on YouTube, but not all of it. And it's the YouTube link is actually down. I think it's down in the links down there. Let me see if it still is. No, it isn't. I'll give you the YouTube link, but you're really better off being here. But this is where you can watch Opening Playbook on YouTube if for some reason it is better for you. Mike, you're asking objective as far as profit target? Is that what you mean by objective? Yeah, I gave the link to Lance's thing a couple times. It's up in the chat, but it's also at the top of the announcements. If you scroll down on the page, you'll see announcements. Lance's $500 challenge is there. I'll put it in the chat again. That's the link to Lance's thing. So Mike H. So if you're talking about, so there are two trades that could potentially be November 7th. If you're talking about the non-aggressive one, so to speak, the first one that's listed there, you would be looking at, if you let it run till expiration, you'd be getting out at $5. So if you want to set like an early profit target on that, it would be something like $4.50. On the more aggressive one, I mean, it's the same. I guess it's the same either way. It's a $5 spread either way. So you're talking about $5 at expiration, or let's say $4.50 on an early exit. The difference on the more aggressive one is it costs less to get in, so you're going to make more profit on it. It's just a little bit harder of a goal to obtain. But either way, they're $5 spread. So either way, they'd be worth $5 at full value, which would pretty much only be on expiration. You could maybe get out at like $4.90 day of expiration, but if you're looking to maybe get out significantly earlier, then I would shoot for like $4.50. We usually go for about 85 to 90% of the total value for an early exit target. So if the total value is $5, your early exit target would be somewhere around $4.25 to $4.50. Being that's 90% of $5 is $4.50. So that's kind of how we do the math on that. If you're looking to get out early, of course, if you're looking to get out even earlier and take less profit, you can do whatever you want with it. But those are basically the two ways that we generally play it. If you're only looking to make 20% on it, that's just a little over $4, and then you might be able to get out much earlier. So it really just depends on what your goals are with it. When we do something like this that's speculative, we tend to try and take a little bit more profit to make up for the ones we're going to lose. We're going to lose a little more often on speculative trades than on stuff that's researched and out of a program. Let's see. Let me see what other comments we have. Yeah, Eddie, sorry that we didn't get the opening playbook online as quickly as we normally do. We did it from Zoom into this platform this morning. Zoom takes hours to render the videos, and the other platform that we normally use is like 5 minutes. So we're just behind on posting the videos today. Let's see. Yeah, Cynthia, I agree with you. I'll make sure we mention that tomorrow. All right. Anything else I can do for you guys before we close out? Sorry, I was late. Vertical spread, good. So, Linda, it's not really a vertical spread. It is, but it's two of them on one ticket. So it's what we call an iron condor, or more specifically, a reverse iron condor, where it has to go either above the call spreads or below the put spread in order to win. So it's kind of like we drew a box, but it has to go outside the box, either above or below the box to profit on it. So it's called a reverse iron condor. Make sure you put them all in on one ticket. And there's two versions of the trade there. You probably only want to be in one of them, although you could do both if you really wanted to. It's maybe split your risk, but and then each one of those has two different expirations as far as how far out you want to play it and stuff. Gina, thank you very much. Yeah, we're trying to get those replays up for you guys and have them all in that one place where you can easily go there and see them. And YouTube is a pain in the butt, in my opinion, for finding what you want to watch. It's great for like random feed of things where it's got the algorithm and it feeds you things it thinks you will like. It's terrible for like, I'm looking for this specific video and I go and I search something with a specific date in it and I still get random stuff from 3 weeks earlier. Pedro, which links can't you get to? So Pedro, if you're talking about the links, which links are you talking about, Pedro, that you can't get to work? If you're talking about the one that I posted with your name in it, it says one-click trading. You have to be a member to get into one-click trading. So if you're not a member, The cheapest, easiest way to get into the members area is that $1 membership that's down in the announcements there. $1 Playbook membership. It's truly $1. Gets you into not only the Playbook VIP membership area, which is called Opening Playbook inside the members area, but it gets you into these other free things as well. So you should be able to get into Roger's VIP trade room area if you're a member of something. If you can't, I would suggest you contact support. If you contact support and tell them you're a member and you're trying to get in there and you can't, they will make sure you can get into it. Let me grab the number for support because that one I never have memorized, even though I've posted it 1,000 times. So give support a call. If you're a member and you can't get into that VIP trade room area. What do you want me to show you, Alice? The playbook area and stuff like that? Or are you just tired of seeing my face? I can show you the Sean. All right. I can show you the members area if you want to see it. Let me share my screen. Scooby-Doo. One-click trading. All right, so you should be able to see my screen. And let me go to the opening playbook. Of course, like I'm going to have a lot more products than you do, but let's go to this. Yeah, Sean. I'm old. I'm not that old. All right. Actually, I'm probably as old as the joke. All right, let's see. So if you go into the opening playbook, if you search for opening playbook, this is what the opening playbook. This is the $1 membership, and it is the link to join the $1 membership is down in the announcements. It says $1 Playbook VIP membership. When we see VIP, it means it never expires. So there are links to various recordings in here, our trade tracker for the trades that we take in opening and closing playbook, a template trade tracker. This is for you to use as a template. You can copy this template and make your own for tracking your own trades. A history of the slide decks that we've shown you in opening and closing playbook. And sometimes you have to click that little link to click for more. And there's a replay of Nathan's Tucci headquarters program. So sometimes you have to click this little link up here in the top above each section to see more items. So here's the calculators, the new high-tech calculator. Here is this opening playbook debit spread assistant. That is super, super helpful. Then down here under options trading, you've got the jump trades class, the wrap order class, the automated options master class. Down here under scanners, this I imagine is where the code will be that you all were asking about from opening playbook this morning that Nathan built on the different like ATR and stuff like that. But also keep in mind, you'll probably have to click this button up here that now says see all 5 items. They might make it the first one on here, so you don't, but there'll be 6 items by the time they add that. So here's a whole bunch of different scanner code for Stock Fetcher and Thinkorswim. Here are links to the replays, their Telegram channels, customer service live, 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. The super popular debit spread training is down here. Info on the dream portfolio, all kinds of stuff that's in here for you. And this is for $1. But once you have this, you then have access to 2 other members areas that I want to show you. One is called the Trader's Toolbox, Trading Toolbox, maybe. Yeah, Trading Toolbox. One's called the Trading Toolbox. that has all kinds of foundational training in it. So you go here, it says trading foundations, click see all 18 items, and you've got 18 starting from the bottom of like what the stock market is through uh terms, sectors, risk, fundamentals, brokerage accounts, basics, paper trading, fundamentals, trends, terminology, mechanics, options, like maybe 5 videos on options, covered calls, all this kind of stuff, spreads, capital and hedging, and winning and trading. So that is a huge thing for new people, or maybe people who want to fill in some blanks in their education. That's trading foundations. And then if you go to the third members area, VIP trade room, Roger Scott has all kinds of stuff in here. Books you can look at, bonus training, bonus trader training, and he's got 36-part course here on all this stuff. And this is where that iron condor training is that I put the link to before. So you, for $1, you're getting a ridiculous amount of content that we keep adding to as well. So I highly recommend you spend the $1. There really is no catch. This is stuff we wanted to give away for free, but in order to put it in here and be able to send alerts out and links and things like that, we needed to charge something, and the lowest amount we could charge was $1. So as Sean says, watch them all. You don't have to watch them all tonight, but watch them all, and it's worth it. All right, let me see what questions I missed while I was doing that. Wayne, how do you renew an expired membership? Contact customer service at the number I posted a few minutes ago. I can post it again here for you. Contact customer service at this number, Wayne. Yeah, no problem on the demo. Yes, Graham is a walking, talking calculator. Robinhood has prefigured spreads, debit and credit, straddles, and calendar, but I don't see Condor options. I'm not familiar. Can you help, or should I call Robinhood? I honestly have never personally used Robinhood. I don't know if there's anybody else here who can tell Mitch how to set up an iron condor trade in Robinhood. I don't know what they call it. I don't know what the proper thing in Robinhood is. I've used Thinkorswim personally, and I've used Tasty Trade, and they both call it iron condors. The only difference between those two is that Thinkorswim calls it an iron condor either way. And like whether you do a regular one or a reversed one, Thinkorswim just calls it an iron condor, I believe. And then Tasty Trade, you can select, I forget what it is, normal or regular, and then reversed. Sean said you need to have level 3 in order to do it in Robinhood, and if you don't have that, then okay, well, you said you do, so then maybe you do. Mark, you said it's 2 debit spreads. I mean, we generally can put it together as one trade, but yeah, I would call them. I either call them or look it up in their help docs, Mitch. I'm sorry that I don't have the answer for you, but every platform's a little bit different, and I've not used as many as everybody here, cumulatively. So yeah, you'll have to either contact them, or they probably have it in their help docs somewhere. You might even be able to Google it and get an answer, but I would double check the answer, make sure it's correct, because AI and Google. All right. Let's see. Anything else that I missed that we can cover before we close up? Looks like I covered everything that I can see. Yeah. So Chasen says Robinhood just has single spread calendar and straddles. So maybe they expect you to put it in as 2 separate trades, and they don't let you do it as an iron condor. I'm not sure. But if you select them all individually, and stay out of the strategy tab. You should be able to build it properly. You're better off building it yourself, just being careful about it being a call or a put and buying it or selling it, and of course the strike price. But um, just be careful and build it yourself, and then you can execute it as one trade, which is really what you want to do. Um, it's safer and more cost effective that way. Paul, I think it depends on the broker. And even if I knew the answer for a given broker, I might, tell you to contact your broker anyway and find out what yours does, because I've heard different things from different brokers. So I would contact them on the pattern day trading stuff, cash account versus margin account. Somebody else in here might have an answer for you, but I think it will also depend on which broker you're in. Let me see something here. So I'm guessing I'm going to take a look for you, Larry. I think the IWM trade was for his headquarters people. Let me see. That was Google, Meta, AMD. Maybe not. For those of you that were in the IWM trade, do you remember where that came from? I honestly don't remember. So many trades everywhere. Oh, it was in his general. Let's see. Yeah, it was in his general Nate Tucci trading. It was at 12:57 p.m. It was in his general channel, Larry. It should be the channel you referred to, Nate Tucci trading. That should be it. If you just look at 12:57 p.m., you should see it. It's right underneath the Beyond Meat screenshot. Da-da. Mitch, Alex's scanner, when you say staying with the screen, and like you mean like basically watching the trade all day? No, it definitely does not. So if once you take the training, he'll give you an idea of how you can do the exits, and you can set targets for them and not have to worry about them after obviously you have to get into the trade first. Once you get filled on the trade, then you set your profit target and you can just forget about it. So and they're not even spreads, so you don't even have to worry about it like expiring, between strikes or anything like that or whatever. They're just straight options plays. So you literally set a target and let it ride. Now, that's not to say that if it goes against you, you might not want to get out early, right? Instead of letting it go to zero. So to some degree, you may want to watch it, but you don't like literally have to sit there and watch it. Now, if you do something off of an alert, he will give you an exit alert also. So it depends. If you do it from the scanner, then you're managing it yourself. If you do it from an alert, then he will send you an exit alert. So you can get more trades if you do the scanner and get in the trades and out of the trades on your own, because there's just more opportunities than Alex can do alerts on throughout the day. So you'll have more opportunities with the scanner if you do it yourself. But if you just want to take the ones that come in the alerts, it's like, 2 or 3 a day, and he'll send you alerts on when to get out, whether it's a win or a loss. Yeah. So, Alice, I appreciate you posting that from Nathan's Slack, but I would caution you all about posting older trades in here. People are going to look at that and think it's a current thing. So, that is from earlier today. That trade is pretty much done. So, don't take that. Don't put an order in for that trade for tomorrow morning. That's from earlier today. One of the reasons we don't always post the information for people, we tell them where to find it, is because it's not always current information. We don't want somebody to come in here, see that, and like jump on a trade or something. Of course, it's after hours at the moment, so a little less chance of that happening. But um, sometimes it's not just laziness that we don't post the actual information in here. We want people to learn where to find it, and we want to make sure people don't come in here and take stuff that's not current anymore. But thank you for the effort there. No, you're good. I appreciate the help. So let's see. Where to access Alex's scanner? I'm a paid member. It's in the members area. It's in One Click Trading. Do you have access to One Click Trading, Jimmy T? If you have access to One Click Trading, just search for Free Ride Scanner. And if you don't, then you'll want to contact customer service at the phone number I've been pasting here to get access. But it's the One Click Trading app, and then you search for Free Ride Scanner, or if you also have the alerts, you could search for Free Ride Alerts. They come up next to each other anyway, so you could literally just search for Free Ride and they both come up next to each other, and then you can go back and forth. The scanner is going to give you the scanner itself, plus the Telegram channel is going to be Alex's main Telegram channel, and then the alerts will give you access to the alerts only Telegram channel. Yes, the best way to get a hold of Alex is either go to one of his many master classes at 1:30 p.m., which, if you're a member of the new Free Ride Scanner, you have access to his Free Ride master classes at 1:30 p.m. for the rest of this week. Or go to Profit Panel, which is completely free. You don't have to have bought anything to go to Profit Panel, and he's in there every day at 2:30 p.m. And if you want the link for Profit Panel, I can give you that. Profit Panel, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, with Alex, Jeff Smith, and Blake. And that is marketspg.com/prolive. So Alex is there with Jeff Smith and Blake Dirks every day at 2:30 for an hour. And as I said, the hour before that, 1:30 p.m., he's doing this week anyway. Tomorrow and Friday, he'll be doing master classes on the Free Ride Scanner. You can go there. If you would like to just email him, so to email Alex would be just support@wealthpin.com. And just put for Alex in the subject line. And our team will get it over to him. Anything else I can do for y'all while we're here? I guess we're making this a little bit of a ask anything / customer service end of closing playbook session. You're welcome. All right. If there's nothing else, we will go ahead and close up shop for the day. Hope you had a good Wednesday. And I know not everything went our way today. That happens. Sometimes it's even harder on a Wednesday right in the middle of the week, but hopefully tomorrow will be better. And I know some people still made out well on some trades. Hopefully the good ones outweighed the bad ones, at least over the course of the week, if not the day. And we will be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning at opening playbook. Thanks everyone for your thanks. Appreciate you being here with me, and we will see you in the morning. Have a good night.